Welcome to the 48 Rules of Retirement. Please take note that the next few retirement rules feature sex and the significant other. Today we examine retirement rule number 28. Give your spouse some distance. Nancy Reagan once said, "A woman is like a teabag only in hot water. Do you realize how strong she is?" Some have been patient about the sex rules. Most expect lurid details on retirement sex, such as the recommended number of times per week for a retiree to engage in sex. We will get to that. However, let's start first with the significant other, and gradually build up to sex. After all, that's really the way that they like it. When you have lived together as long as my spouse and I, it's important that each enjoys some private space and personal time. Contrary to what many women believe, that space for men is not in the basement or the garage. And contrary to what many men believe, that space for women is not in the kitchen or the garden. Silly as it may sound, sometimes, a spouse needs the entire house for him or herself. My spouse and I are polar extremes in how we indulge ourselves. When I am home alone, I resemble Oscar from The Odd Couple. I'm not inclined to shave, wash dishes, nor accomplish much else except indulge in reading or work on the computer or perhaps listen to the news and sip Scotch whiskey. I play music loudly, sing along badly, and drink beer if there's no scotch. My tastes are what I term Catholic and eclectic, or combining the two cathetic, which means that I listen to anything. Aretha Franklin, opera, West Side Story, Latino music, Benedictine monks, Johnny Cash, Roy Orbison, Dave Brubeck, etc. This tends to drive my spouse crazy. When she is home alone, she revels in silence like a monk sequestered in a monastery. She will not play the radio or the TV or get on the internet for an entire day. Imagine. I worry about retired people who purchase small, recreational vehicles or a tiny trailer and set up shop for the winter in Florida or Arizona. I guess the murder rates in those states are quite high. It amazes me that sane people make an investment of anywhere from $20 to $60,000 for one of those tiny units. To me, they represent a jail sentence. We own a large, 3-bedroom house on a lot which measures 70 feet by 130. Surprisingly, the house is not big enough for the two of us. We exist like two imperial powers, ready and eager to absorb additional space. We are territorial. We stake out space and are not amused when the other dares to trifle with it. This might involve the clandestine act of moving a prized object merely 1 or 2 centimeters. "Were you in my room yesterday?" my spouse asks. "Maybe," I carefully respond. "I can tell that you were in my room," she states. Perhaps I placed some mail on the desk for you," I cautiously explain. "It's not the mail," she responds. I don't know what else," I shrug, defensively. "Did you touch my book?" she inquisitions. At this critical juncture, there are 2 options available for me. As with Bill Clinton, I might blatantly lie and claim, I did not have sex with that woman. Or I might tell the truth, in which case there are 2 further options. The first is that I admit that I took her book, looked at it and then placed it back on her desk, unlike the way in which it was left open at a particular page. This should be immediately followed up with a contrite apology and this statement: "I know that annoys you. I shall never do it again." Option number 2, which I invariably pick, is equivocal and evasive. It goes like this: "I was merely trying to preserve your book. It's not good to leave a book open. Librarians frown on that. The books get bent and ruined. You might accidentally spill something on it. Or a bird may fly into the house and poop on it. Books should last a long time. You might want to read it again or pass it along to a friend. Books are an investment. Actually, I was doing you a favor. There is no need to thank me." Even as I opt for scenario number 2, I know that I have caused big trouble. Yet I persist. Why? I am male. It's the Y chromosome curse. Observe men who watch dogs trot around the neighborhood, depositing liquid scent upon every fire hydrant and bush. Notice a smile on their faces. The men, not the dogs. Males possess this territorial imperative. How do you suppose the New World was discovered? Imagine Columbus's wife saying, "Chris, there's no need to sail beyond the edge of the bloody map. There's nothing but sea serpents out there. Isn't life peculiar? Just when you retire and have much more time to spend together, you actually need more time apart." I believe the technical term for this is paradox or irony or perhaps annoyance. Here are some things you can do to give your spouse space. Go on a golf trip with the guys. Same with fishing. Same with hunting. Same with gambling. Same with a cooking school. Hey, you might as well eat well. If her mother is alive, a week there with her will ultimately bring you much closer. If her father is still alive and has a fridge stocked with beer and a TV set, you can offer to go there for a week or until the beer runs out. Today's retirement affirmation. Just as halitosis is better than not breathing at all, false hope, although somewhat limiting, is better than no hope at all. Get ready for retirement rule number 29, soon to come. Thanks for watching.